Okay, here it is, the CobHam 120B that just arrived yesterday. The road case came in with one of the latches broken, and when I opened up the box, the front cover on this thing, the accessories that were inside must have banged hard enough. It actually bent the hinge on the inside, and the rod that was in the hinge slid all the way out. So I had to, take 2 screws off real quick and just put the pin back in. But other than that, everything looks like it came okay through shipping. I think UPS did a terrible job. Besides that, I went ahead and just turned it on and all that other stuff, and I'll show you that this is that same machine. Try to get serial number so you can read it there. It's 500098822 CobHam 120B, and there is the options label with all the options that are in this. When I turn it on, it does the initialization, and then it runs a self-test. Now, of course, the phone's going to ring. So, yeah, what? I'm doing a video. Yep, alright. Sounds good, bye. Jeez. Alright. So, if we go ahead, we get this in focus there. So, there's the receive. It is showing that everything is coming up. And when I go into setup, getting a little bit of a glare in that screen there, which I don't like. Let me shut these windows down real quick. Maybe that's a little better now. Not really. So, there is this. Now, I noticed when I went into there, the date and time is incorrect. Now, I set the time on this because it was incorrect, and I set it last night. And it is 12. It is 12:13. I set this last night. It's telling me now the current time is 10:27, and that was the date. I did not change the date yet. The date was off, time is off, time is not holding time. So that's telling me that the real-time clock has failed in this, from what I'm getting. Now when I go into special, and here are the supposed options that are installed. If I hit enter, on that one, not installed. There, enter, not installed. LTR trunking, enter, not installed. EDACS trunking, not installed. Down one more, enter, not installed, and I can do the same thing with these buttons down here. Cell, not installed. LTR, not installed. Not installed. Not installed. So if we go to setup, and we go into versions, the only options that are showing on this that are actually installed right now are the hardware type options. So that's telling me that the real-time clock has failed in here. Now, I don't know if you've had the real-time clock repaired at one time or whatever the case is, but this definitely has failed, and the problem with that is I've already tried to contact Aeroflex, which is now CobHam, And I sent them a message last night, and they said they do not offer whatsoever any support or service on this. I was planning on, when I got this, and you know, I got it because of all the options specifically, to go and have the real-time clock installed with the data retention. Well, if the real-time clock has already failed, which it seems like it has at one point here, probably when it was in storage, it went totally dead, then all the options are lost. Now, they will not give me the options code from Aeroflex, CobHam, and I've reached out to a forum, bat board, which there's a fellow on there that looks like he currently works for the company, or used to work for it, and possibly other people on there that may be able to help me with this, because other people have came across the same deal. So the idea is that if you had one of these and it was okay still, you need to get that real-time clock battery replaced, and it's encapsulated in the real-time clock module with some ROM. And well, when the battery goes bad, you lose all your settings and everything else. But it looks like it hasn't failed 100% yet, but it's not keeping time. And if I go here, like I said, those are them, the ones that are physically installed. Options where I can enter them, but I don't know if you've got the codes for this. I looked through all the paperwork that you gave me, and there are no codes written down anywhere. Like I said, I already contacted the company. I can show you the emails from there. They will not help me whatsoever. Don't know if anybody else that you know that is going to be able to do this for us, but it is definitely a major issue. Like I said, this was specifically bought just because of the options that were supposedly installed with this, but it obviously has had a failure, and it's not happening. So we go to the clock calendar. Like I said, that time is 2 hours off again. If we go into diagnostics, we go into self-test. All of these are passing. Real-time clock is passing right now. All of these are passing. All of those are passing. When I go into test, everything passes again. But like I said, I believe that the real-time clock is failing. I don't think it's totally failed yet. But at the same time there, because it's already lost its options data, and if we don't have any of those codes to reinstall them, this is pretty much a lost cause if I cannot get any support from anybody. So I wanted to show you specifically this. Now when the box got here, like I said, the front cover had a little bit of damage on there. When the box got here, they definitely rough handled this thing. Now I don't think that would have caused this failure, but this hinge is totally broken off. When I tried to open it, I got it kind of stuck back on there now. Now all the tape that they had on here that said heavy, big yellow, let me see, I took a lot of it off, but that tape right there was all the way across this thing and across the cover here, so you could tell if it was opened. And it looks like this thing was definitely opened, but like I said, that should have nothing to do with this thing with the options. You know, it's a nice sturdy, you know, hard case, but I would have, you know, I don't know, I probably would have liked it to go freight instead. UPS is definitely a terrible company for shipping. I've had nothing but problems with them forever. So, yeah, we'll get back to you on, you know, this, and we'll discuss what's next. I've already put the fingers out there in the forum, trying to get any type of support and help that I can. Let me go ahead and show you the emails that I've got already. So as you see, I will show you here. Let's see. This is what I sent them. This is CobHam, which used to be them. And there's that. Show you the date on this thing if I can find it. 10 hours ago. It's like 2 in the morning. I was trying to, get everything as soon as I can here. Let's see. You wrote down, hello, I have a few Aeroflex communications analyzers, and now that they purchased, was wondering, do you offer support still? The equipment in question is a COM 120. It has lost all the options that were paid for. The unit has very low hours and is in beautiful shape, which, this is a very nice analyzer on the outside. It was very taken care of. Was inquiring also about an SSB filter, which, I was wondering if they had any of those options still. And then I have a 120C, which they don't do anything there, but I gave them the serial number or anything, and I also put my name and I put your name, just in case, I don't know if you were the original owner or not, but that way, all the proof right here. So he wrote me back, actually got back to me really early this morning, right here. Good morning, I'm sorry, but all service and support for this product was discontinued some time ago. Best regards, Lori, CobHam, Avcom. And then there's my message. So as far as inquiring through the company, I'm lost there. So I've also found this bat board, which a lot of good forums are out here, and just searching up the COM 120B here, real-time clock failures, and the battery is actually encapsulated like you see there, and you got to pay a little bit of money to have this done, but if the options are installed and it hasn't failed yet, they can write the memory from the chip, the ROM, and then save that in case something happens as they're replacing that battery. They can rewrite it to a new module. There's this one guy on here that looks like he might have worked for the company or works for him. Right here, there's one of the answers here. All options gone, changed clock module, passed all tests, but still no options. Obtained options codes from Aeroflex, entered numbers numerous times, still no options. Now, that was back in 2011. So, he was able to contact Aeroflex back then and get that. Let's see, we'll go to a more recent post here. This was 2012 that goes about there. So this is Batwing. If you just type in COM 120B options lost or real-time clock fail, you'll be able to pull this up and go from there. But I wanted to make a video because pictures could mean thousands of things, but video, you can't deny it. Like I said, here's your serial number again, 50009822. This is the device, and then all the other stuff there, manual, and go into setup, do the versions again. You can see the only options that are showing are those. When I go into hit the special button, which these were supposed to be installed, not installed. We do 2, not installed. 3, not installed. 4, not installed. 5, not installed. And then with the time and calendar being out, especially when I just set that time last night, I unplugged this thing because we had you know, we get rain around here with lightning and stuff, so you know, we had a storm coming in, so I was done playing with this thing last night around 10:30 I think, is when I turned it off, unplugged it, and put it over here on the table, and with hopes that when I started back up in the morning that the time would be the same. Now, it is not. It's 2 hours off, and 2 hours and some change. But I did not change the date yet. Now, I'm just curious if that date corresponds to anything repair that you had when this thing was sent into Custom Cal. Because from what I got here is that the thing was sent to Custom Cal with some issues. The battery not charging, didn't know any of that stuff, and the power button had an issue. But there is a dead line in the screen as well, which, I mean, that's not a major problem. I can deal with that. But this overall, this is a major problem for me. So you know, I wanted to touch with basis with you on this, considering I just got it in, and yeah, it's definitely not as described. So alright, well, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to go ahead and post this and get you the link going, and we will go from there.